So I thought about this quite a bit, and now I feel like it's time to have a disclaimer. And so this may or may not be the first video that you see that I've posted or recorded, but it's going to be the one that I think has a lot of background so that people understand what's going on. I don't know how many videos I've recorded. I've probably more than a couple hundred by now. It feels like anyway, all the way from 1 minute to 5 minutes to 15, just as a test to see how well I could produce myself. And it's also the easiest way to get all this information out of my head that I think is really important so that people in business can kick some ass. So the disclaimer is going to be really simple. I'm going to say whatever I want. And maybe it's going to be a little too forward. Maybe it's going to be a little dystopian. But from what I have collected over the past year, that year has been just being better at collecting data sociologically and the psychology of business by, testimonials and interviews and watching all the operations of people that I work with, etc. And just, paying attention to the universe. Forever I've recorded notes in a journal, forever. And then when I actually put it all together, where can I go to where's the next level? I started doing a daily routine, I engineered a ritual in the morning that changed my life completely. So I've taken a pause from the video because I started to write. So because I'm an intermittent writer and I found it was actually starting to flow, I kind of concentrated on that more. Now I probably should have done everything all at the same time, but that's a problem sometimes. If you've ever been creative, you understand where I'm coming from. But I digress. So this disclaimer is intended to kind of set the precedence of what's happening. So there's 3 channels that are happening. I'm going to explain anything that I want in my personal channel, which will be just my personal brand, myself as a speaker, an influencer. Hopefully, by the end of all this, an author. But, everybody's writing a book. And then the other channel is the automated method and how I'm going to introduce. This is what's interesting. It started with a worry-free IT idea, and then, the consulting was like a quarterly review where I would introduce new technologies, and I called them ops and apps, operations and applications, which is basically, in terms of small, medium business, that's all that you are, and good people, which is a team. And then I like to say, instead of an owner, I call people small business executives, because I need to draw that line in the sand between executive and team decisions, which are all part of a team. But for those of you that don't understand what I'm talking about working on the business and not in the business, right? And then, so that's the automated methods channel. And it used to be a philosophy to me, and it's not only a philosophy anymore, it's a movement. Okay, so riding the waves of the pre-AI, the consequences of automating the universe, following in that channel and riding that momentum that's there is what the automated method is and what it represents. Because there are so many things that are happening that have to do with not just automation, but just understanding strategy between the human and the software interface and utilizing that to the highest degree, which is what the automated method represents. And so this is a statement that I wanted to make a long time ago. It's a movement. People that realize that this pre-AI can work to their benefit, they know what I'm talking about. And if you don't, now you do, and that's what this channel is for. And then the third thing is a podcast I've been working on forever, and it's basically 15-minute rants because I find that the radio concept without the video, just like AirPods, no quality control, just a 15-minute recording per day and put it into, the cloud, the internet, seems to be the best way I can get a lot of ideas out. So instead of me just having these voice notes, if they were, for myself, I decided, why not put them on the internet? because it really does. It's a stream of consciousness that I can't really achieve as well with the video. Like with video, I can do it with the audio, no problem. And that's it. So this is the first video that maybe not the first one you view, but this is a consequence of hundreds of recordings up until now. And so I had to do this because I'm all over the map. I've restarted a 30-day program so many times, and there's so many breaks in the narrative, like the themes change, and what I'm talking about is all over the place. Sometimes I tangent. So if I can get this out where I'm going to say anything I want, and I'm slowly getting the congruency of the narrative so that I post every single day, then this will all make more sense. Okay?